Hey guys, what's up? Fan here again, and today I'm bringing you guys another video, and today's video will be very similar to the video that I just recently released. It's going to be covering once again another game in the Town Hall Invitational that occurred, I believe, about a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago now. And this is once again going to be the finals between Cloud9 and Tempo Storm, and this is going to be Game 3. I'm gonna cover this game because there's been a lot of requests asking me to, cover this game, especially the end of this game, which is what I'll be doing. And if you haven't checked out the series, make sure to check the description below. I'll link the games below, and you can check that out. But if you go on further, I'm probably gonna end up spoiling the series, so keep that in mind. So moving on, basically what we see here is the end of Game 3, or about halfway through Game 3. And I think this is one of the critical points that a lot of people wanted me to start at. So this is basically at this point, Tempo has a very big lead on us. You can see right now the lead is 2 levels already, and it's about to get more than that. They have a boss captured, and they're pushing with that boss. It's a 5-on-5. The death timers are kind of bugged out right now, so ignore those. It's 5-on-5. Everyone's alive, and I'm just gonna play this out normal speed, and basically. Just going to be talking a little bit about the team fights and kind of the rotations and strategy through this game as well. So looking through this, you can see Tempo is just sieging here with all 5 of their people. They're pushing with the boss. They want to get in here and get the keep. At this point, you can see they have a 3-level advantage in terms of just pure stats, so that's actually pretty significant, even in terms of, this late game. Now right here, what you see is we engage on them because we really want to save our keep here. I forgot to mention we're also cursed, so we're taking a lot of pressure in every other lane. So you can see we engage on them here. I pop my avatar, Calf goes in with his ultimate because we want to go in, burst this boss down, and save our keep. So that was the hope. We are on an even talent tier, even though they have a lot more stats being 3 levels ahead. So there's an okay chance that we might be able to win this fight. So that's what you see happening here. All of us go in, we pop all of our ultimates there, the Maw you can see as well. But once again, really not much is happening here. So you can see their heroes, they picked an extremely tanky lineup in this particular instance. You can see they have Arthas, Leoric, 2 very tanky tanks. Uther, a very good, and tanky healer. And they also have Asmodan, who is the tankiest ranged hero by far, right? He has more HP pool than some tanks even. So you can see, even though we're going on them, really their HP pool is just not dropping enough, and they kind of force Calf to back up because they nuke him down so much. And at this point, we just really cannot save our keep. Everyone's just kind of whacking at everyone else, but no one's really able to kill anyone at this point. And here the next crucial moment happens. So right when this keep falls, Tempo Storm turns 20, and you can see they were starting to back up, but as soon as they turned 20, there must have been a call made on their side. We just hit 20, let's go for the fight here. We have the talent tier advantage now. So even though they were all very chunked and kind of low HP, low mana for some of them, they still wanted to go in because they had that level 20 advantage. And you can see here immediately the ultimate evolution clone gets popped. You can see Soldier using the hardened shield, so they're abusing their level 20 very effectively here, and they managed to catch Dunk for that kill. Pausing it right here, you can see Zuna also blows his hardened shield. So they're basically forcing the fight here, trying to get the advantage with their level 20. They're using all of their level 20 talent spikes here. And you can see here, Soldier tries to get away. He has a living bomb on him, and I also get my hammer on his body, so we barely managed to take Soldier out there. And what I kind of wanted to show you guys is, I'm going to just back this up 1 second here, because this is actually a fairly important point. So, okay, once again, let's watch this. Alright, so you can see, once again, they're abusing level 20 advantage. They're going in on Dunk. They managed to get Dunk. And you can see here, they only get 473 experience for that kill on Dunk because they're so far ahead of us at this point, right? So they get basically 500 experience for Dunk. We barely managed to get this kill on Soldier. And you can see we get 2,000 experience, or 4 times as much experience as what they got for killing one of their heroes. And this is really the point that swings us back into the game. Even though they were level 20, because they ended up trading that 1-for-1, we got 4 times the amount of experience they did. So this was a really big mistake by their part in just staying and trading evenly. Now, if they could have all gone out without dying, then that would have been fine. But they didn't manage to do that. And basically right here, I realized that, all of them are super low and they have nothing left, and we traded 1-for-1. So the call here basically is do not let them leave. Whatever you do, we want to catch at least one of them and kill them, because at this point we're going to get a huge advantage off of just killing any of them because of the kind of, rubber band experience, where you get a lot more experience when you're behind for killing heroes. And just for reference, killing a keep gives you about 1,300 experience. So you can see this one gives us 1,800 experience. So the combined 2 kills gave us kind of almost like 2.5, almost 3 keeps worth of experience. And we go from level 17 instantly to level 18. And that makes it possible for us to get to level 20 before we have to give up anything major. You can see the tribute count at this point is 0 to 0. So we can give up to 2 tributes without really losing anything. And since we only have to catch up 2 levels instead of 3, that makes it possible for us to get those 2 levels before the major important objectives of this map come online. And those are going to be the bosses. The boss timers are not working in replays, so I'll just say there's about 1.5 minutes left before their boss comes up, right? And you can see we're already soaked to 19, so all we need to do is soak one more level in the next minute or so, and that's doable. Imagine if they didn't give us any kills and we were only level 18 at this point. Soaking 2 levels before in a 1 minute time frame would have been absolutely impossible, and that would have made the game much harder on us if we didn't get those 2 kills worth of experience. So those 2 kills were absolutely huge. And here comes the next point in the game. Basically what happens here is Tempo Storm all group up mid. They realize they still have this advantage for a small period of time, the 20 versus 19. They still have their level 20 Storm talent advantage on us, and there's absolutely nothing else on the map, right? Every mercenary camp at this point is taken, so they want to use the advantage. They want to force it. They want to force it by pushing down our keep. However, this is where kind of the idea behind their comp falls a little bit short. While their comp is very, very hard to kill, and that's the general idea behind it, I believe, with all these tanky heroes, they also have 3 melee heroes which have, really no good way of sieging, and they're against Kel'Thas, who is amazing at wave clear, and 2 other range heroes who can help wave clear. So you can see they kind of push up towards the mid keep. Even though they have a night camp here, they really can't push in whatsoever because their minion waves are cleared so quickly, and all they have is 3 melee heroes in the front line. So they realize they can't really push into this keep. They fall back. Abathur gets a tribute for free, so that's the first tribute we have to give up on our way to level 20. And you can see immediately after that the call is still, okay, they're not pushing anymore, soak. And yeah, we basically get to level 20 scot-free, and that's exactly when their boss comes up. And you can see at this point we realize their boss comes up as soon as it does, because that's the biggest objective, that's the primary point. If they take this boss for free, they're going to get a free keep and possibly damage on the core. And at that point we're going to be too far behind to come back, right? Because we're already down 1 keep. So if we're down 2 keeps and they have all 3 forts up, there's just no way we can win. So we keep a very close eye on this boss. We realize the instant it's up, you can see I take the watchtower here, and all of us immediately begin rotating towards the boss because we know we cannot let them get this boss. So here you can see I see them, and basically at this point I know for sure that K1 will be able to make it here because he's already so close. And I know that Kaf, who is the other important hero, will be able to get here within maybe like 4 to 5 seconds of me jumping onto the point because of where he is on the minimap. And this is important because these 2 heroes are capable of stealing the boss with, Devouring Maw and Holy Ground. These 2 things both kind of stop the enemy from entering into an area, and that area just happens to exactly match the boss's capture point. So I know we have two ways of stealing the boss, and we're level 20, so this is going to be an even fight. So you know, no matter what happens here, I'm going to jump in there, prevent the cap from being taken. You can see I immediately jump in here, and you can see at this point, K1 is already here when I jump in, and he instantly maws on a very, very solid maw, and it basically captures Soldier and Zuna, the two tanks, on the point. You can see both of them go in the maw, and the important thing about this is he left a little bit of room on the side for anyone else to cap it. And as you can see, that's exactly where I am standing. And you know, we managed to steal the first boss in this fashion. We managed to get the boss. Now the fight breaks out. You can see everyone's just piling in here. We're just trying to keep them busy. You can see here Zuna immediately beelines for our backline. He immediately goes on Dream with his hat. And chunks out a good part of his damage. Dream blinks over the wall here. And at this point, you know, our backline is more or less safe. They're all clumped in this location, and, you know, our backline is, you know, over here and over here. And, you know, K1 still has Bolt. Dream doesn't have Bolt anymore, but there's no way anyone's going to get to him from this point, other than Asmodan. And Asmodan's all out of mana. So we're pretty much good in this fight. We just kind of have to stall it, because the longer we stall, the more this boss is going to do, right? If they can't go defend that boss because they're busy fighting us, that's really good. So we keep the fight going. You can see Trank is popped here, healing everyone up. They manage to entomb K1. He just blinks out. Dread dies, probably intentionally, because he does have the redemption at level 20 where he just gets his life back. So, you know, as Uther, you want to be the first to die in order to kind of heal your allies. So he kind of intentionally dies. The next target called here is, of course, Asmodan. And you can see both of us are just on Asmodan. We see he has no mana, so we're trying to kill him as fast as possible. However, because he is so insanely tanky, you can see he's really not gonna die there. And at this point, we have to peel for our backline as well, because there's a clone in our backline and just all these tanks walking on our backline. So over here, we managed to drive him off. Asmodan still has no mana, which is a big part of why they lose this fight. If he could continuously globe through the entire you know, section where he ran from the boss pit all the way over here, it would have made it a lot harder for us to win that fight. But since he didn't, you know, we were able to kind of push them back. Here, Kaf goes in with a very nice holy ground, blocking off both their heroes, but you can see here they have double hat and they have the Leoric W, and the Leoric W is buffed by, you know, it's buffed by Crushing Hope at level 13. So this is an absolute tank killer at this point. And you can see Kaf goes from full HP to basically nothing because of those two things. The double hat and the W from Leoric just instantly kills him. Here we have a bit of miscommunication. I wanted to channel the tribute, but some of the team wanted to keep pushing up. So we do manage to get the tribute, but we did lose another hero, unfortunately, due to that miscommunication, and we're just forced to back out. And, you know, at this point, there's really not much they can do, because they do have to go back and defend that boss, so they can't really capitalize too much just yet on our two deaths. Right here, you can see we're all spread out, just kind of doing our own thing, and I'm just going to speed this up because I don't want to take too long on this. And here the next move for Tempo happens. You can see they're bum rushing our boss because they realize there's two still dead. Now this is a bit of a risky maneuver, but they decided to try it anyways. So the two dead are coincidentally the two that can steal the boss. So in that sense, it's good that they started this boss. However, you can see Tyrion's 8 seconds away and Zag is 19 seconds. This is very, very short death timers for taking an offensive boss. When you consider the time from, you know, Fountain to here is maybe like 6 or 7 or maybe 8 seconds max in mounted. You know, this is a very short rotation from our base, but they decide to start it anyways. And, you know, the bosses at 20 minutes are very tanky. You can see it's taking them quite a while to get it down. And once again, this is going to be the setup right before the boss, right? So I know that Kaf has respawned and he's rushing out, and, you know, it's the same for K1 in 8 seconds here. And Dream is set up in a very nice position just over the wall here. He already threw his Phoenix over, and basically if they have to contest this point, he's going to be free to just constantly throw his flame strikes over the wall over and over right on this point, right? So Dream's set up in a very nice position for us. So once again, I think this is a contestable boss, and you can see as soon as they kill it here, I just waddle on the point. I think at this point I'm just asking Kaf if he has his Q ready, if he can Q on the point ASAP, Q on the point ASAP, and Kaf says he'll be there really soon, he'll get there, and at this point you can see he Q's straight over the wall here, and you can see the holy ground. This is basically the area that you can't stand on. Kaf Q'd in as soon as he can in order to make sure that we don't lose presence on the shrine here. You can see we're very close to losing it, so if I die, we lose it instantly. He makes sure another body gets on there. At this point, they do manage to take out Dunk Train, so it's actually a very good fight for them in that sense, because right now it's a 5v4, but you can see what I was talking about earlier, right? Dream is in a ideal position to just constantly flame strike all of them. You can see about probably 4 of them have flame strikes on them because they're just all clumped in this small area trying to get on the point. So we're dealing infinite flame strike damage with the KT there, and once again K1 finally managed to get there. Just drops a very easy mob. There's only one of their team on the point here, and that's Arthas, so drops the very easy mob there, gets the Arthas, and at this point we managed to secure the boss. Soja was too low to get out, and so was Arthas, so once again we managed to get that boss and get out. Unfortunately, a last dunk there, followed by some random positioning of the Abathur clone, and Dread here manages to catch out KT. And basically at this point we have to fall back again because we did lose Malfurion earlier. So now it's a 3 versus 3. We can't really push too well in that situation because Lyric will respawn very quickly and make it a 4v3. So pushing in this case is pretty dangerous. So basically we just, get the tribute, let the boss do the pushing, and we reset and kind of do our own thing on the map. So once again, I'm going to speed this up real fast. You can see we're doing knights because pushing is too risky, as I said before, and everyone just basically resets the map. Tempo is also resetting the map, doing both their merc camps. We're doing both our merc camps. And here is the next event. The next tribute spawns in a very favorable location to us because this gives us curse and it's on our side of the ground, right? So we can get the faster rotation, we can set up here, and we can force Tempo to enter through a choke, which is also, or it's always not beneficial to try and force your way through a choke like that. So once again, I'm going to play this out. You can see we're already getting flame strike damage on them. We're just kind of trying to zone them as long as we can. They didn't manage to get to Calf. The curse is up, and as soon as we get the curse, now our kind of objective and strategy here is keep them here. We have the curse. That means we're going to have pressure in all 3 lanes. That means if they can't get back to defend, it's going to do a lot for us. So what we want to do now is force the 5 versus 5, force them to commit to us instead of defending their base. So basically what we want to do here is force the fight. You can see Kaf ults Zuna, who's very far into our back line. Zuna's trying to get Dream, realizes he's alone, he's not going to be able to do it, and you can see a very nice holy ground there, prevents Zuna from exiting that way, and basically the call here is Zuna. Both of us body block him after the holy ground ends, so he has no way of getting out there. And once again, a nice holy ground there blocks Dreadnought from exiting that way, and we managed to get 2 kills there. Dreadnought does have his passive up, so he's going to respawn really shortly, but we beeline middle because to us we just got 2 kills and we want to keep out of it, right? So we're going middle, making sure to spread out for Asmodean bombs, and to us this should be a free keep. We're just kind of forcing it as we have the 5 versus 4 advantage, and yeah, we just force the keep down there. The Asmodean is getting really big at this point. You can see how devastating the Qs are to us. We try and kill Soldier, but he pops his hardened shield, and at that point, no way we're gonna kill him. Calls to get out. There's another Q which forced me to harden shield as well as dunk to storm shield, but we all managed to get out of there alive, and we did get their keep. So once again, the game resets, right? Now it's 1 keep to 1 keep. The game is completely evened up, level 23 to 23 basically, and everyone is up again. So I'm going to fast forward one more time, and once again, the next important objective comes out. This objective is, of course, the boss once again. Now, Tempo have realized by this point that we do have 2 ways of stealing the bosses, and we have managed to steal both the bosses previously. So they're not, really, they don't really want to do the boss anymore. But since they do have a mine here, which is very clever, they know we're not doing it, so they feel safe to kind of huddle around here and go for a potential backdoor play if they see us starting this with the mine. However, we see them with the creep that was previously placed here, and we rotate some of our members. Just looking at the minimap, you can kind of see us rotating back and forth. Basically, at this point, we cannot let them get this boss, but we can also not let them backdoor. So we're just kind of rotating back and forth, trying to match their positioning, trying to mirror them basically. And you can see they're kind of on this boss at this point. And I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit more here. Once again, they go for the backdoor. Only this time they go with a few less people here. Tribute spawns here, and at this point, well, let me go back 1 second here, because I overstepped it just a little bit. Okay, so at this point, we saw them going for the back door down here, and basically we knew that Dread was alone up here, and basically the call here is, so they're backdooring. Dread's here. I realize he's bluffing because there's absolutely no backup here. So I call for the kill on Dread, kill him as quickly as possible. However, he's an Uther with hat, so he can stall forever basically, and we realize they're gonna backdoor with this wave. So all of us immediately ignore him. We all try and back there. Dread managed to stop me, but we already have people in place because we knew the backdoor might happen. So at this point, the game gets really wonky. Eventually all of us manage to recall, and I just mount all the way down here. And basically here, we see Dread channeling the tribute here, which means he is not with the rest of his teammates. And Zuna is also not mounted. So the call here is basically don't let them leave, force the 4 versus 5. They've put themselves in a position where they're going to get 4v5. No matter what, we want to catch at least a few of them. So you can see Soldier runs away. Zuna realizes there's no way he can get out as an Arthas at this point, so we manage to get the pick on Zuna. And at this point, it's 4 versus 5 again. And basically, we realized that they were not showing any of their heroes, so there's a high chance that they were trying to do this boss with like 3 or 4 of their heroes. And basically, the call here was send Tyrael over to their boss, make sure they don't get it with their 3 or 4 heroes. If they do finish it, we can just have Tyrael steal it, and then the other 4 of us stay on this boss and finish this boss and guarantee this boss. So we chase Soldier off, make sure he's not staying near for too long, immediately start on this. Tyrael chases them off of this boss. And, at this point, since it's 5 versus 4, we can afford to make this split. And at this point, you can see we 100% have this boss taken, and Tempo actually makes a very smart play. So they realize they can't take the boss, they realize they can't come down here to contest our boss. So the best play for them is actually to get a pick on Tyrael and make it a 5 versus 4 when Zuna spawns. So they try their best to do that. However, Tyrael is very hard to kill. You can see a nice holy ground blocks off their path. Soldier manages to E over it and gets a very nice entomb here. However, Calf still has hardened shield. And basically at this point, we're all just shouting, go downwards, go downwards. We can see Dreadnought is flanking over to this side, so if he sorted over here, he would have died. So actually the best move for Calf was to head towards us, head towards his healer. So he managed to get a nice sword over here. And yeah, we're basically just saying, go downwards, go downwards. And we managed to get our healer to him, save him from the bomb. And basically at this point, since they were so committed on killing him, these guys are in terrible position now. It's still a 5 versus 4. Arthas is still dead for a few seconds, but look how far extended they are trying to get the Tyrael kill. Because they failed to get that Tyrael kill, they basically put themselves in a position where they lost the game from there, because yeah, they're just way too far overextended at this point, and one of them is 100% going to die because they're so far into our side in a 5 versus 4 situation. So you can see here we managed to get the pick on Dread, and all the meanwhile our boss is marching towards their base, the one that we got previously. We instantly start their boss. If we get this boss, there's a very high chance we just win the game, so we're gonna try and start it. They realize if we get the boss, we win the game, so you can see they engage once again. Zuna just beelines into our backline with the hat, actually get K1 very, very low. And you can see the bomb almost kills him, but he manages to blink out there, and we managed to save him at the very edge of Dunk Train's Tranquility there, and at this point there's just no way they can win. After that bomb hits, they have no damage left at this point. They're fighting 4 versus 5, so the only way they're going to kill someone is if they're low HP and they kill them with a bomb. But since we managed to save K1 there, there's no way they're gonna be able to get anyone on our team that low again in a 4 versus 5. So you can see we just pick off the soldier while they're trying to retreat. He finally dies over there, and all the meanwhile our 20-minute boss is still marching towards their base. So we realize it's on their core, and we all go for the core, and that's the end of the game. So yeah, that's basically what happened in this game. This is game 3 of the Town Hall Invitational, and that kind of explains why we were able to come back even under a 3-level deficit at the very start. Level 17 to 20 was where this game started, basically. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. If you liked it, please make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll be putting out a lot more Heroes content in the future, so make sure to do that. And if you have any comments, make sure to put them in the section below. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Probably going to be returning to my normal guide videos in the future, at least for a little bit. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed these brief videos about the Town Hall Invitational, and I will see you guys next time.